hello. KSM here. The show is Talk Shop, where we tell it like it is and let the chips fall where they may. And the important thing that I say is this. I will always ask you, folks, what time is it? And the response is, it's nation time. It's nation time. Yeah. You know, and bear with me if I keep saying this, it's nation time, it's nation time. Because trust me, if every one of us start gathering that mentality, say, our lives are not even ours, they are not our parties, but the nation, Ghana will change. I'm telling you, the only thing we need to change Ghana is our mindset, and have a mindset that reflects the interest and the paramountcy of the nation. Otherwise, we can forget it. But that time is coming. I'm very happy with the youth that are coming, because they seem to understand that, Charlie, this party is not it. So it must be nation time. So today on Talk Shop, folks, today on Talk Shop, I don't know what to call it. May I just say, let's say it's nation time. Do you know why? Because, folks, in a few months, 2 months, we'll be going into a very crucial election. My main catchem was something that really silenced me since I returned to Ghana way back, 20 years plus ago. You know, I think since I've been back since 96, whatever. The important thing is this: every 4 years, when it's getting to the election, there's panic in the country. Every 4 years, though. And I keep saying that, oh, Charlie, election, wait there, this is the last election. Once we get past this wahala will go away. And then we're going to an election, and it's all then naturally or thankfully we get through it, and I say, and then we go into it again. For me, folks, it's a mighty disappointment that we're going into the election in 2 months, and what I see ahead of me is not good. Unless, of course, things are done quickly. What I see ahead of me is not good. Why, Charlie? Why? Before, what's wrong with our minds? So as we evolve, can't we start doing things better? Last year, about 8 people lost their lives because of election. And this year, what's going to happen? We're going to lose more lives because there's an election? That is absolutely crazy. It doesn't make sense. It is a disgrace to all of us. It is a disgrace to the leaders. It is a disgrace to we as a people. It is an ultimate disgrace to the Electoral Commission and your gang if up to now, 2 months away from the election, will be a show. Having said that, let me say something. I think the last episode, or the one episode that I told you folks, I am not a neutral person. I take a stand. And that's one thing that worries Ghanaians today, Charlie. Now, all journalists will take a stand. No? I take a stand. When it's right and wrong, I take a stand. When it's between truth and lies, I'll take a stand. And I think that is what is worrying many Ghanaians. People are afraid to take a stand. Trust me, when you have private conversations with people, I'll tell you, chiefs are afraid that maybe this election could be chaotic. Why? Because of the conduct of the Electoral Commission. Are afraid. Asofo are afraid. Civil society organizations, most of them are afraid. And this is what boggles my mind. Why is everybody afraid by sitting down quietly? Why won't anybody speak up? And it shouldn't surprise me, say right about now, the president of the National House of Chiefs has had a meeting with all the chiefs, because National House of Chiefs, they're and they have come up with this decision and said, Charlie, let's do the right thing for this election. Why are they quiet? Why? I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. Why are you quiet? Oh, I know why you are quiet. I shouldn't pretend I don't know why you are quiet. It's because some of you have been very well taken care of. And we don't think we know the V8s that you guys are driving in. And so your whole thing is actually, let's not ruffle any further. So the NEDs because we have a lot to lose if we don't do that. How far? Journalists, we are in the media, and I meet plenty of you all the time when we talk, and every single one of you expresses some misgivings about, hey Charlie, how ready are we? So why are we not talking? Why are we all quiet? It's such a sad shame. I think when I interviewed Manasseh, he said something that was beautiful. He says when there's bad governance, just an imagery, when there's bad governance and that bad governance creates rainfall, the rain does not fall on only the people who benefit from the bad governance. Yeah, teaching now. Do you get my point? Yes. Let's say it's the NDC in power, MPP in power, government in power, whatever, whoever in power. If their governance is not right, the effects will not affect only their members, to affect all Ghanaians. So why are all of us just sitting down and just worried about what may happen and no one wants to talk? Let me take off my hat and congratulate Archbishop Duncan Williams. With his kind permission, well, he hasn't given me permission yet, but this is it's a public. It's on TikTok where I got it, so it's now public. So let me show you some comment that Archbishop Duncan Williams has made about Ghana and what is happening in Ghana. Take a look at this.
Somebody was talking to me about what's going on in Kenya, and I said, what you see happening in Kenya, there is a possibility in that, in the pipeline, but it's an undercurrent with the youth. It's around 2025 going. Depending on the outcome of the election and how people win this 2024 election, if anybody try to rake and anybody play any game on both sides to win this election and disrespect the will of the people and the vote of the people and will sabotage the will and the vote of the people, I'm telling you, there will be an outcome, and Ghana will be shocked. That is it the same Ghanaians that are quiet, loving people, don't want trouble, let everything go? You wait and see. Write what I'm telling you. Write it on your journals. It will come to pass from 2024, 2025. And for anyone whose blood will be shed, that blood will cry upon you and your descendants forever. The implications will not be easy. And those of you who will take money to manipulate the situation for somebody to win against the will of the people, let me tell you, you will have that money, but you will not eat it.
Wow. You heard him. You heard him. And what amazes me about this is that at least somebody has decided to talk. Now, this is what I'm talking about, though. He is talking about a crisis that he thinks, not that he thinks so, he knows will be a national crisis. That's what he's saying. That there's a crisis looming. And this is going to be a national crisis. So he's speaking, making sure that his voice is being heard out there. I'm telling you, can you imagine that if this was a whole chorus of respected men of God? We are hearing Otabo from here, echoing the same sentiment. We are hearing Ajinasari, echoing the same sentiment. You are hearing Anaba somewhere, Bogatanga, echoing the same sentiment. You are hearing, what's his name? Usubempa, right here, echoing the same sentiment. I mean, can you imagine the impact it will have on the nation? That these men of God are all talking like Bishop Duncan Williams was doing. And not just the men of God. Oh, where is the voice of the Christian Council? The Christian Council is allegedly a council of many churches that represent Christ. Where is your voice? Where's the Christian Council? Where are the Muslims? Where's the Muslim Council? Where are the voices of reason that should speak up now? Because what we see is not good. The other day, somebody told me, so KSM, why do you talk so much? Do you think anybody's listening? That's the sad part. Maybe those who should listen are not. But definitely there are people listening who have intelligence to know. And it's not just me. You just heard Archbishop talk. And there are others who have been talking about the same thing. And what I'm saying is that there are many voices of reason that are echoing the same thing. And please, everything is pointing out right now to two major things. The Ghana Peace Council, I've spoken about you before. I actually got a call and had a long discussion with one of you, and I will make that public later in terms of what was said and what was discussed. Where is the Electoral Commission? Why are we in a country that is 2 months away from a very major election, which sadly has been elevated to the levels of almost threatening the security of this nation? Why should that be? And why should we be all silent? Listen to this. We have the esteemed, let me add the word esteemed Peace Council. Where are they? This thing is serious. I want you to take a look at something before I make my case. 2017, I want you to look at the screen and just check this out. What they had to say in 2017 when Charlotte Osei was the Electoral Commissioner. Look at this heading. Charlotte Osei and others must resign. This is coming from the Peace Council. Charlotte Osei and others must resign. This one, they suspected that something was not too good and it may lead to a chaotic election. The Peace Council, trying to do what they're supposed to do, came out and said, Charlotte Osei and others must resign. And this was the time when MPP2 was calling for an audit of the registries thing. And it was right. Back there in 2017, when MPP was calling for it, it was right. I don't know what the NDC did then or whatever, but it was right. But the important thing is here is that the Peace Council said if Charlotte Osei was not going to act right, then Charlotte Osei must resign. Okay, so let's fast forward to now 2020. When people are also talking about the same, trying to make sure of transparency, 2020, look at what the Peace Council have to say. The new register attacks on EC are needless. Massa, the attacks on the EC are needless. But the attacks on Charlotte Osei, dear, you actually threw your voice and said, Charlotte Osei must resign. And what is happening in 2024 right now? I want you to listen to what the Peace Council is saying. It says, have confidence, trust in the EC, says the Peace Council. Have confidence, trust in the EC. Massa, wouldn't it have been great for the EC to say, we saw all the demonstration about enough is enough. And you saw some of the pictures. So those of you who didn't see it, take a look at some of the sites on enough is enough. This was just when people were saying, no, we need to start working and clearing all the discrepancies on the register. Enough is enough. We need to fix this. And see what happened in the country. And instead, maybe the Peace Council saying, let's sit down with Jean Pacho, bring in the NDC, bring in these people, bring in that people. The NDC has still not signed the Peace Pact. We need them to sign it. They are saying we won't sign it until this and this and this has been cleared. Okay, Jean, let's bring in independent forensic auditors. Let them audit it. When the results come, and there's nothing to worry about, there is no problem. And this is for no ferry. Send this form, yeah, with all your up and down. We have brought in a forensic audit. They have come to do the audit. They have cleared the issue, say everything is right. Someone ferry. Now go and sign the pact. That's all. That's all. And the Peace Council, I am saying, should play a crucial role in this. Say, Charlie, okay, let's shame them. Let's shame the NDC, and then we come and the results, And this is what I'm saying, This is what I expect from the respected team of the Ghana Peace Council. You're respected, and it's your duty. You can't tell me you can't summon them. You don't have the power to summon the Electoral Commission and say, let's do this step. No. Now, for me, G. Mensah, please, let's just be real. If there isn't anything to hide, maybe there's not. But if you know that there isn't anything to hide, if you know that everything is above board, if you know that what the NDC is saying is just panic, there is no cause for it. Even without MDC asking for forensic audit, Eugene Mensah should say, Charlie, you guys might bore me. I'm calling KPMG. I'm calling this, that. They should come in and audit so that you see that we are wasting all of our time. It should even come from you. You should be in a hurry to prove how right you are. Because these things happen in an election. These things do happen. Election goes with misunderstanding, goes with chaos, goes with grievances, goes with complaints. These things happen. If you think I'm lying, check with the other electoral commissioners who have come before you. Check with Charlotte Osei, or Nadia, you're a fellow woman. Check with Afri John. Check with VRAC. Check with anybody who has done this and listen to them tell you that these things happen. And when they happen, it needs quick action, quick thinking to diffuse. You see, every leader who is holding a responsible position must know two things. How do you react to incidents? Because if you're a leader, one thing you know is that whatever you do, there are going to be incidents. The question is, how do you react? Now listen to me very carefully, folks. Reaction is this. Your reaction can trigger more anger. Your reaction can lead to more chaos. Or your reaction can lead to resolution. It's your choice. If you're so right and you know you are right, then come up with a reaction that will end with a resolution, and not a reaction that will bring more aggravation and even more chaos to an already chaotic situation. That's it all. If you want to be a leader, these are free advice I'm giving to anybody in a leadership position. How do you, it's not the situation that is scary, but your reaction to the situation. So I'm asking again for the last time, what will it cost Peace Council? You are at one point supporting that we have an audit, and if there was no audit, then the Electoral Commission should resign. Right now, they're saying, oh, everything is okay, we should leave her to work alone. What will it cost to say, okay, Jean, show them that what they are doing is called much ado about nothing? Can you imagine the impact that will have? Say, okay, let's bring in these people to audit, and KPMG or whatever, about the audit CB. After the end of the day, the result was that everything is above board. And this guy say, okay, now shame on you. What did you want? Now go and sign. That's all. But sometimes these things, I don't remember. I think there was something happening in Otabil called the wisdom problem. These things are just sometimes wisdom problems. Things that you can do, things that are doable, but because of certain things, and to show how powerful you are. That's the human being at work in us. So let us show them where power lies. We won't do it. On this note, let me tell you something, folks. There are things that we call national issues. Right now, as much as this is a national issue because it is affecting the registered voters list, so it is a national issue, the NPP is in opposition to it. They have been heard saying that if you make a mistake and try and bring in auditors, we will hit the streets. Welcome to Ghana. Because in the mind of those saying that this is an NDC issue, the NDC, you see the auditors about there, they too will hit the street and show Ghanaians that it's not we can. What did I say that we can be more stupid? They too will hit the street for what? Why don't you say, NDC, you are wrong. You are misleading Ghana. So, Jean, Pachoya, for instance, no more ferry. Why don't you say that? But rather than say that, do you know your reaction to it? We will not allow it. Why won't you allow it? Because this to you is not a national issue. But let me tell you why it is a national issue. Let's say for a reason, NDC is in power. And they have their own electoral commissioner right now. And we are going to an election. And the NPP suspects and has evidence to back that things are not right with the voters register. And the NPP wants to fight this. Wouldn't there be a legal fight? And people like me who are independent thinkers will support the NPP. Say, no, this is not right. Let's do it this. Because what? We see it as a national crisis and not a partisan crisis. Right now, as it is, Ghana is as we are, always divided. Everything is partisan. So here too, when the voters list is being questioned, it has taken on a partisan thing. And trust me, now NPP is also promising that if you make a mistake and you bring in any independent auditors, we will also hit the street because it's a partisan thing. Why won't the NPP say no? Let us clarify this once and for all and join. I'm sure there are some NPP people that will tell me about KSM. Now, during the time of NDC, when we also complained, the NDC didn't mind us. Well, it was wrong. It was wrong. And you had every right, it was within your power to make sure that it is corrected if that happened. And to the rest of Ghana, if all of us were sitting down, because at that time maybe we were thinking that it was just an NPP issue, you see how wrong we were? It is a national issue. It is a national issue. So when we evolve to the point where as a nation, we can clearly tell the difference between what is a partisan agenda or issue and what issue affects the nation, I think that will be a big boost for Ghana as a country. So to say, we think in terms of nation. So that when something is not right, like this thing here that the NDC is complaining that they need for it, it would be great to hear people from other parties say, yeah, let's correct this. Don't make a national issue a partisan issue. It is wrong, folks. It's in the no. And let me quickly say this to end the thing. One of the greatest, scariest national issues is how frustrated the youth are. It's how angry the youth are. I think Bishop Duncan Williams touched a bit on that in the opening when I showed his clip. He touched on that. This is a national security issue. The youth are upset. Media, I'm happy to say that as old as I am, I deal with them on a daily basis. And because they find me so relatable, You'll be surprised at what they tell me freely. And what I'm hearing is no good. And the meeting from the youth hall, and that's why Bishop thinks I decided I'll play it, because I was so much in agreement with the things that he had observed. And yet, folks, it is not good. And Jimensa, Tio, one more time. The last thing that should happen in this country is that this situation where there's so much anxiety, there's so much distrust, there's so much youth anger, there's so much bitterness in the system. Please, Jimensa, next time I'll probably go on my knees to beg. And then I'm an old man, We have what we call unprovoked pain. Sometimes we call that way fine. Oh, I went to sleep, I was fine. I've been work for the work before I went to sleep. And I'll go and sleep. By the time I wake up, I can't stand on my knee. This is just by the way, So, Jim, so I can't kneel down today. But getting closer to the election, I might probably kneel down if that will make any difference. My power show. Say, please, let us make sure that the election does not become a platform to trigger any other unruly activity. Because when people are angry and they decide that they are going to hit the streets, it doesn't matter what triggers them. But sadly, Madam G. Mensah, sadly, we have a major election coming full of very, 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 very scary incidents. Let us not allow this election to trigger something in Ghana that all of us will not want. Timpacho, listen. Electoral Commission, please, listen. Things that are happening are not good. Media mete, you catch me every day. The people I deal with, and I'm saying to the Ghanaians, and but as Ghanaians, will be quiet and will pretend that everything is okay. And you heard what Bishop Duncan Williams said. Things can shake us, and we realize, are these the same Ghanaians who are quiet, who don't talk? Are these the same Ghanaians?
If anybody try to rake and anybody play any game on both sides to win this election and disrespect the will of the people and the vote of the people and will sabotage the will and the vote of the people, I'm telling you, there will be an outcome, and Ghana will be shocked. That is it the same Ghanaians that are quiet, loving people, don't want trouble, let everything go? You wait and see. Write what I'm telling you. Write it on your journals. It will come to pass.
Archbishop, thank you very much for that warning. Are these the same Ghanaians who look docile as a inform who you can walk over? Are these the same Ghanaians? Yes, folks. They are the same Ghanaians. But more importantly, Jimensa, you have the power to resolve this crisis. So until then, nation first. What time is it? It's nation time. We'll be back. Thank you.